What is up, my guys, and welcome back to another video here on the channel. This time I'm actually testing my new phone for this video, so it's going to be a little bit lower production, but I want to see how good it is for when I do deck profiles and other such videos at events. So, a little test for that. Today we got a sweet little brew for you. It's like I went to my FNF last week, went 3-1 with it. I think it's definitely got some legs, but definitely needs a little tuning. Now, if you guys like the card Driven to Despair, you're going to love this. I think this is like the best archetypal shell for a Driven to Despair deck. I call this Driven to a Winding Despair, so let's get right into it. So, obviously, by the winding part, you can probably guess, we got some Winding Constrictors here. One of the most fearsome cards in Standard. Pretty self-explanatory. If you don't know what it is, just gather it. You probably know if you're watching this video. So we have 4 copies of Greenbelt Rampager. 4 copies of Long Tusk Cub. 4 copies of Glintsley Siphoner. 4 copies of that boy himself, a Walking Ballista. And then we got 3 copies of Catacomb Sifter here. This card actually overperformed in the deck, and I think I might cut something to play 4 in order to play this deck more. But this card was super sweet because it provides 2 bodies. Then you got yourself 4 copies of Nissa. It's an Anthem. It also provides a body. It's really, really good. Now, the key to this deck, obviously, is making sure you can cast Driven to Despair, which, you know, that card will go over later, for its full 4 mana cost. So everything in the deck is actually under 4 mana. Everything is 3 mana or less in the main board, not counting, like, Walking Ballista for 4 or etc. such things. Onto non-creature spells. We have 4 copies of Fatal Push and 3 copies of Grasp of Darkness again. Keeping it really cheap, making sure I can combo this with, like, a creature drop in the same turn. And then we also have 3 copies of Attune with the Aether. This allows us to basically play less lands, give energy for our really good energy sinks, like our Siphoner and our Long Tusk Cub. And again, lets us play less lands, higher creature count, etc. So here's the main card, 4 copies of Driven to Despair. So you know what this card is. It's double-sided sorcery. So for the green side and the first side, you can cast from your hand. All creatures gain trample, or all your creatures you control gain trample. And then if they deal combat damage this turn, they let you draw the card. So the second side is Despair, which is black colorless sorcery, which is, it's a same thing, all your creatures control get blank. So this time they get Menace, and they get, when they deal damage, your opponent discards a card. So when you cast this on 4, it's like you're playing a control deck, because what happens is you basically get to draw 2 cards. Like, you usually want to cast this on a board where at least 2 of you guys are going to connect. So you get to draw 2 cards when your opponent discard 2 cards, so it's actually a 4-card swing, which is, like, insane. It devastates the control decks, and against other decks, it's just, like, pretty good on normal. Like, they just don't see it coming in game 1, and you'll just blow them out. There's games where you just cast, like, just the green sides, because you draw cards, you have the black side for later. I've had games where, like, my opponent plays, like, a discard card, and, like, make me discard this, and it's like, alright, cool, next turn, Despair, knock your other 2 cards out of hand. Like, it's pretty devastating how good this card is. It definitely needs some tuning, but I think it's definitely one of the cards in Standard people need to really pay attention to. Just because, again, it acts as a card resource manager for you, and like obviously, every time you make your opponent discard cards by their own choice, it's not, like, amazing, because they're always going to pick, like, the worst cards. But when you can hit them for so many cards, like this deck can, it just, like, doesn't matter anymore. They just, like, lose their whole hand at a lot of times. So, to the land count, 4 Blooming Marsh, 4 Quagmire. One of the other big adds, 2 copies of Shap Oasis, and then 1 Inferior Deadlands. These cards are sweet. I don't usually activate Deadlands. It's usually just this one, and it's another desert type, but you need to keep your, like, black-green ratio about the same, so you play that as your 3rd desert side with 3rd Oasis, because you have to keep basic lands in for a tune. 4 Aether Hubs. After this, we go to Sideboard and show, like, some board setups, how it, like, should work. 2 Forests, and 2 Swamps again, because you need to keep them for the Aether Hubs to properly resolve and have value in the deck. Alright. So over to the Sideboard. Got 2 copies of Lost Legacy. Driven to Despair really doesn't have that many problems with, like, a lot of the like combo decks because of the Despair built in, but it's just nice to have. Like, you get so many cards, having this just shuts it down. Like decks like Obzon Tokens where, like, you need to hit the Inner Perception before it hits board. It just helps with that. Well, everything's got really dark there. Don't know what's up with that. Hey there. Well, this is all we're doing a test. 2 Heroic Intervention obviously doesn't work against Hour of Devestation, but it works against Hour of Revelation, Fumigate, all the other board wipes in the format, Bantu's Last Reckoning. 2 Aronis, the Indomitable. Good against control matchups. Good against any deck ordering board wipes, like the Monument deck. Gives trample, so like it lets the second part. It basically just combos really well with this because it boosts everything over to make sure that you actually get value out of the trample on like smaller dudes. And yeah, just a really good card. 2 Trespasser Curse. This is mainly for the Monument matchup, but I probably sideboard against tokens and maybe some versions of the mono red deck, like the go wider version, I'd potentially, but that's probably not correct actually. Now that I'm saying that out loud. 3 Henny's Expertise, zombies, aggro decks, all that good stuff. That's like the only 4-drop, just because you get to cast another card. 2 Transgression Lines. You don't need like 3. Like, normally, like your sideboard Transgression Line, you sideboard like 3. But because of Despair, you really don't need to. Again, it's like targeted unlike Despair, but like it gets the same result at the end. And then 2 copies of Gifted Aetherborn where you need to like keep aggressive, but gain a bit of life, or like if you're facing like a monsters deck, bring it in, you have a Death Toucher, so it's like an removal spell. Alright, so what are some boards you guys are looking to get with this? So like the best thing I can basically think of at this point is that your turn 1, you get to cast an Attune and get our land. So now you have like 3 lands total. And you have 2 energy sitting around. So then you cast Long Tusk Cub first, or Glint-Sleeve Siphoner. Let's go with Cub though, because it's like damage based. Now you have 2 already up for this. Now on your 3rd turn, you get to play Snake. When I gotta find Snake here. Snack. There we go. You get to play Snack and pay the double energy to buff it. And then what happens from here is, so you can either do that first, and then you can get value by playing this and getting 2 more energy for it, because of Snake Trigger. Or if it's going to connect, then you get to play this in your second main by generating 2 off this. So either way, you get that sweet value. This is the best way is probably just letting them go through. If you know your opponent can't block, doing that first, and then or no, your opponent probably won't block, doing that first, and then getting to play this. Because I'm gonna move to turn 4, and you just get to cast this from both sides. And like they're probably not blocking. They're probably getting to block like one thing, and you're getting some creatures out of it too. Now some other ways you can also resolve this is like turn 2 Long Tusk Cub into turn 3 Catacomb Sifter, because it brings a body with it in the Scion. And then you can do the same thing for 3 creatures. Another thing is that on your turn 3, you can make a plant. And then turn 4, play like 2 2-drops. Like probably make a snake for 1, and then like minus it. If you don't have snake, maybe like you plus it again. And then on turn 5, you get to double do it. Like, there's just so many ways where you just get to mass huge card advantage with this card. It's just super crazy. And then cards like Hoshep Oasis, they don't have, like, trample. This is basically, like, you're just going to do that and Hoshep Oasis and you give it trample. It gets really nice. So, guys, let me know what you think about this deck. Any tips or ideas you have for how to maybe tune it a little bit better. If you guys play at your FNM or game day or whatever's going on this weekend for you, let me know how it does for you. Tweet at me at the Mighty Mike, and we'll see you guys later.